Hello, mortgage fans. So just a quick video to go over the reaction to the budget that was announced today. The two big ones is the extension of the stamp duty holiday, and the second one is the mortgage guarantee scheme. Now, it's actually the second one that's far more interesting, so I'm going to talk about that in a bit more detail. But firstly, the stamp duty extension, so fairly straightforward. The zero rate of stamp duty to 500,000 is going to be extended until the end of June. Slight surprise in that there's also going to be another extension after that of nothing to pay for the first 250,000 to the end of September, and then from the 1st of October the old rates apply again. One thing that might have snuck through is there used to be a zero rate for first-time buyers up to 300,000, and it looks like that's gone. So we'll get clarification on that, but it does look like everyone's paying full stamp duty from the 1st of October onwards, so that's the real deadline now. Secondly is the 95% mortgage guarantee scheme. I remember this one really well. It was launched back in 2013, I believe it was. There's a slightly more rotund version of myself on the BBC explaining how that works, so feel free to look that up if you're so inclined. But how that works is the government comes in and guarantees a mortgage, or more specifically, guarantees a bank for any losses it suffers for new mortgages for people borrowing 95% of the property value. Maximum property value being 600,000. So why this is particularly important is that certainly through COVID, we've seen most lenders pull out of this market, and the guys who are left are pricing pretty expensively, really, at that level. So your mortgage rate could be anywhere between 3.5% to 5% if you've got a sort of 5 or 10% deposit at the moment, which, considering the base rate is at 0.1, that is a really quite hefty margin. So the plan with this will be, as before, I suspect, where with that government guarantee, you'll have more lenders come back into the market. With more lenders coming back in, that'll push down pricing and also bring people back into the market full stop. So that's really, really an area. It's just so important because we're primarily London and the South East. Getting sort of 25% to get together on a property, which you have to at the moment, that's a hell of a lot of pennies. So even 5 or 10% is a lot of money. So that really, really is the game changer. Don't know how long it run for, but in the announcement, all the big guys seem to sign up to it. So Lloyds, NatWest, Barclays, Santander, HSBC. The big six lenders, anyone missing from that list is Nationwide, which I suspect they'll benefit from as well. But the big six banks in the UK account for something like about 85% of all mortgages. So that really is quite a huge move. That will naturally fuel a conversation around house prices. Are they going to continue going up? Is there going to be a bubble? Bit difficult to tell because we're going to sort of see the economy is in a lot shakier state than it was back in 2013. If you look at house prices in 2020, I think nationally they're up something like 8.5%, but only 3.5% in London and about 4.5%, I think, in the southeast of England. So that's still pretty much below 2016 levels. So even if house prices do march on a little bit over the next couple of years, which it looks like they will, I think a bubble is probably a bit too much. I think we're sort of going to go back to a normal level of growth. But if we do see a couple of years of quick gains, which I think is quite likely that we'll see, it's very clear that the quicker you move, the more you're going to save. So my sort of takeaway from that is going to be is a lot of stimulus in the market, a lot of impetus to move, certainly this year before October. So if you're in a position to do so, please do move. It will save you a hell of a lot of money, not just on stamp duty, but potentially on the property value itself. So if you need your help sort of navigating any of that, please do get in contact with myself or the team. We'd love to help, and hopefully speaking to you soon. Thanks.